Hello friends and enemies. I'm very excited today because we are looking at Nendoroid Aloy from Horizon Forbidden West. And it says it's Forbidden West. I assume that's just because the newest game has recently come out, recently as in the past several months. But it's pretty much also her look from Zero Dawn, and it comes with a Watcher, which is a more prevalent machine in Zero Dawn. So this could be Forbidden West or Zero Dawn Aloy. Just go with whichever you feel in your heart. When this Nendoroid was announced, I was so excited because that meant more Horizon merch was on the market, and more was surely to come, and I wasn't wrong. There have been more things introduced, some really cute plushies, a Nendoroid Thunderjaw, which looks awesome, and I'm definitely going to get, and maybe never assemble, we'll see. But yeah, Nendoroid Aloy, she looks really cute. We've got the typical Nendoroid packaging, cool kind of techie triangle motif on the box that's prevalent throughout the Horizon games. Promotional shots on the side, more promotional shots on the back. This little Watcher, I can't wait to hold him. A lot of Japanese. And some warnings. Where are our warnings? Oh, there we go. Ages 15 and up. If you are below the age of 15 and you play with this Nendoroid, you'll get sniped by a robot dinosaur. What more can I say? So let's get into this box because I am very excited. The Horizon series is up there with among my favorite games ever. When I played Horizon Zero Dawn, I was blown away. It made me sob like a baby. We won't get into that story, but it made me very emotional. I thought it was just brilliant. And Forbidden West, I mean, it obviously got overshadowed by Elden Ring, and let's be honest, some people just aren't going to like the Horizon games, and that's fine. But I thought it was great. It's gorgeous. Also made me cry, but not quite as much. So yeah, whatever Horizon merch I can get my grubby little fingers on, I'm in. So another cool thing about this is that you get this really neat backdrop. You can slide it out of the packaging. And it's basically the Forbidden West main promo image, but with the realistic Aloy taken out. You've got some claw striders in the background, some sun wings, the Golden Gate Bridge, and I think this is beautiful. I'm definitely going to keep this. And then on the back, you have another little kind of diorama piece, a focus field. You've got a stand on the inside. I've never met an Nendoroid that did not come with one of these stands. I typically don't use them because I have these nifty little things, these easel things, that are better for holding up the Nendoroids in my opinion, but sometimes you do need the stand if it's got extra accessories that don't stand up on their own. Why do you do this? Lights, why can't you just stay up and not swivel around like crazy monkeys? Alright, there was a lot of plastic to get off of her to help protect the plastic underneath. Plastic protecting plastic, but she looks so good. You can see I'm already utilizing the stand because Nendoroids are notoriously hard to stand up on their own, and Aloy is especially top heavy with that hair. I will say the bad thing about this stand is that it does get in the way of her mane of hair in the back, so she can't really look up that much when you've got this easel in. But she looks so good. If you've played Zero Dawn or Forbidden West, you know that the costumes tend to be very extravagant. Tons of little details. I think they did a really good job simplifying her iconic outfit. You've got the really cool mix of primitive leathers and furs and the more advanced machine parts. The Nora tribe that Aloy is from tend to use a lot of turquoise in their artworks and decorations, and those pieces really pop out on her. It looks really good. The back too, I mean, if I recall right, one of the most important things they dealt with when designing her was her hair. They wanted to give her a really intricate and special hairstyle, basically. It is very involved. There's tons of braids, tons of swoops, different ponytails, very cool hair, and I think that was reproduced well here, especially in the color. You've got some orangey red with some like kind of burnt umber red in the parts that need shading, and man, I love that pop of blue against the orange. She's got a tiny little focus on her temple, really nice tempo on the face, tiny little freckles. Yeah, looks-wise, there's not much to complain about. Of course, with Nendoroid, you're going to have limited articulation because it's a shrunken character. There's not many places you can shove articulation into. Even without the easel, she doesn't look up all that much more. Aside from that, good range of movement on the head, I think. For the arms, you have kind of a one-pin joint, but it's really smooth. And then a twist on the wrists, and then of course that can move around at the shoulder. She's got a twist at the waist, and some leg movement, some swivel too, but as far as up and down on the legs, her skirts here kind of get in the way. I'm gonna plug her easel back in. So one thing that I will, I guess, complain about right off the bat are the faces. They look great, don't get me wrong, but we only have one like angry battle face. Like, I like this face because Aloy smiles sometimes, you know, she's not always crabby. But this face does not fit into me. It's very, like, playful and flirty, and if you've played the games, you know that Aloy is not typically playful, and it's certainly not typically flirty. Like, some people have different opinions, but from what I've seen from Aloy, she is usually just all business. Like, I actually think that's one of the complaints against the games, is that Aloy is unlikable because she's just kind of a dick.
So that's what this is. A tantrum? A cry for attention?
And so at daybreak...
Hey!
Suddenly, a Nora spear maiden appeared.
Yeah, okay. You gonna defy him like that arrogant shit up there?
That was an unkind comparison.
And I agree, she is kind of a dick, but that's why I love her. She doesn't have time to put up with your nonsense. And man, the amount of times I wish that I could have told someone off for wasting my time instead of just, like, being polite and smiling and nodding at them. Too many to count. I'm trying not to go on a rant about how much I love these games, but I do love them. So the other faceplates also have these little holes in the side, so you can reuse the focus. It is a little strange to me that they would just reuse this one tiny piece instead of just putting it on all the heads, because Aloy's never really without her focus. And then if you take it out, she's just got a big gaping hole in the side of her head, like she got shot. So I don't know why they wouldn't just mold this tiny piece as part of the face. I guess part of the reason is because she comes with this effect. So when she activates the focus, you, the player, will see this kind of technological hologram field around her. Trying to make sure I line this up right. So that's really neat. I'm probably going to keep this effect on because I really like it, but do be careful when you're pulling out the focus and replacing it. The peg is long, but it is also brittle, so just use caution. I'm going to desperately try not to break it like I did the Okami, which once again wasn't my fault. A lot of people had trouble with that one. So there's kind of a process involved in replacing the face. You take off her forelocks, because that's normal. You take off her bangs, also very normal. Take off the faceplate. Switch that out. And I'm learning that you need to put this on after you put her hair on. Maybe? I don't know. We'll try it out both ways and see. Okay, so hair first, and then the focus. Being gentle. Just kind of worm it in. There we go. Yeah, that's better anyway, because it's not, like, right up against her head. Oh, no. I dropped her hair on the ground. Come on. Come on. There you go. Now, which hair is which? And you've also got to watch out for these hair pieces because the peg on them is really short. They like to come out. But it is nice to have that additional maneuverability, especially in regards to posing, so they're not just like stuck in one static pose and getting in your way and stuff. This is one of the extra hands she comes with, and it is not a peace sign. This is the finger motion she uses to activate the focus. I guess it could be a peace sign if you wanted it to, but she also comes with, and this was a big selling point for me, a watcher, and it is so cute. Before the Nendoroid Thunderjaw got announced, I was kind of confused as to why model kits or even just regular action figures of the machines in Horizon weren't being made, because they are just ripe for action figures. And model kits. Model kit is a great idea. It's gonna be like Zoids, but Horizon. So I was excited to see that, and I'm excited about having this tiny little guy around. Its eye is blue, which means it's probably overridden and it's friendly, so they can just hang out. The Watcher gets its own little stand, and the stand peg is on a ball joint, so you can kind of move it around so it can be in a jumping pose or just standing on its tiny little feet. I mean, this alone is just criminally adorable. So she will also come with her spear, an arrow, and a hand to hold the arrow, and her bow, which has no string. I don't know how that works, but there's future technology involved, so we won't talk about it. So let's give her her weapons. You take this hand. I know it's really hard to see because it's tiny. Go ahead and attach the bow to it. Move one of her hair thingies out of the way. And it's not perfect, but you have an arrow shooting pose. It looks pretty good to me. Believable enough. And I'm an idiot because I just realized that this faceplate I was complaining about earlier is probably her aiming the arrow. She's aiming the arrow, closing one eye to get a better read on her target or something, and looking cocky while doing it because she is cocky, because she knows she'll hit it. So whereas I dismissed this at first, I've changed my mind about it. And you know what? That's okay. You're allowed to do that. You could say that that's character growth, much like the character growth that Aloy goes through. So, as I touched on earlier, she'll also come with the stand, which I don't really have any need for since I have the easel. She'll also come with an extra neck joint, which is always appreciated. And then there's this, which will hold the focus backdrop. So here we go. It's printed on kind of a heavy plastic sheet that's a little bit Not much, but a little bit translucent. Here we go. And yeah, it looks kind of cool. I'm not really one for backdrops or dioramas or anything like that, so it's a neat touch, but I probably won't use it. Though if I can figure out something using this, I might do that. So here she is compared to Riku. And of course all Nendoroids are comparable sizes because they're pretty much the same little thing, just a character shrunken down into chibi proportions. This is making me want a Kingdom Hearts Horizon crossover. Two of my favorite games. But also look how big Riku's shoes are compared to Aloy's. Their shoes are huge in the game, so it makes sense. I love these easels. They definitely take up much less real estate than the Nendoroid stands. And I don't have a Thunderjaw for her to fight, but I do have a very old and very dusty Zoid. This is from like the 90s or something. I will say I do have several Zoids model kits. I have not completed any of them. But yeah, this Lightning Sykes is a good stand-in for like a Stalker or a Sawtooth or something. Let's get her on this side, because that's her best side. Let's give her little watcher pal. He's attacking first. So yeah. What more can I say? I've been looking forward to this since it was announced. I love these games so much. They just resonate with something deep inside me. It's a beautiful world, a really fascinating science fiction story, awesome creature design, awesome character design, made me cry several times, which usually isn't a good thing, but in this case I'll count it as one. And the gameplay is super satisfying. I know some people don't like it, but I love it. It is just so satisfying to knock components off these machines. And I'm actually really good at it. I'm not good at much, but I'm good at these games. Maybe I was born to hunt robot dinosaurs, but instead I'm doing toy reviews. Alright, so likes and subscribes are very much appreciated, comments are more than welcome, and I will see you guys on the next one.